Today's show of Cover 4, y'all. We are live in the studio at Frisco, and I know you think it was us four that made the Pro Bowl, but it was a different four.
Should have been on.
Likely mistake.
More consistent than the Cowboys.
Wow, David.
I said it.
Okay, let's give them their
hot.
props.
Yeah.
Tyron, Zach, Ezekiel Elliott, and who am I forgetting? Travis Frederick. Yeah, that's what's popping right now. Combined 18 Pro Bowls between these dogs.
Honestly, Travis Frederick, you got to give it to him. The guy did not even play football last year, was questioning his career moving forward, come back, have a Pro Bowl season. He should be comeback player of the year, maybe. He's up for Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's impressive.
Tyron Smith, 7 in a row.
Just 7 straight.
Perennial.
Decade of Pro Bowl.
Our buddy John Machota put out a tweet earlier this week just talking about Zeke's durability and how he's been on the injury report like 3 times ever or something. Never missed a game.
Missed a game because he was hurt.
And the
It's
running
amazing.
style,
Yeah.
how he does that, I mean, it's unbelievable.
He takes it, you're like, that's going to hurt tomorrow. But he's making the Pro Bowl.
Right?
Let's talk about, do you guys think there were any snubs? I'll let you guys go on this.
No. I know Dak's number 2 in yards. He's having a great season. Cowboys are 7-7. And you think back, when was voting for this? It was November, right? It's when they lost. Lost to the Patriots on national TV, lost in prime time to the Vikings, lost on Thanksgiving. That stuff matters to Pro Bowl voters, obviously,
Back
because
over
it's a
Aaron
popularity
Rodgers
contest.
this season, though?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers has 24 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and the Packers are 11-3. So
The way I see it is
I don't have a
it's
problem with it.
basically nowadays a popularity thing, and you're not really popular when you're 7-7.
sure.
Talk to me though. You mentioned Lyle Collins yesterday.
Yeah, that one bummed me out. I mean, all right, it's the Pro Bowl. At the end of the day,
Right.
It's a popularity contest. We get that. All 3 of the tackles that got selected to the Pro Bowl are left tackles. Bakhtiari, Tyron Smith, Terron Armstead.
Which makes sense.
It-
It's
the blind side.
It makes sense, but can I get a right tackle category? Like, can we get 2 left and 2 right? Because Lyle Collins is one of the best right tackles in football.
He's balling.
It sucks that him, and I'll throw Lane Johnson in there too. I mean, there are other great right tackles, and they just don't get any credit.
Make right tackles great again.
Make right tackle a position at least. Like, we could do 2 and 2. How about that?
All right, let's talk about who the Cowboys picked up yesterday.
Put Lyle in the Pro Bowl.
Put Lyle in. Malcolm Smith joins this team in the linebacker group with we all know the injuries. Luke Gifford out for the season. MVP of Super Bowl 48.
Yeah, some
Chris
speed,
Richard's
too.
dude.
Speed?
So
What
this
do you
Got
know about
some
his speed?
He's a 4-4 guy coming out, so he can roll a little bit. Now that was 7 years ago,
I'm
so
gonna say,
I don't know.
once you're in your like 6th or 7th year, I don't know if your combine
I don't know if you still
time
got the
matters
juice.
as much.
Does it still feel like Chris Richard is just trying to make this Legion of Boom 2.0 though? It just kind of feels like
It's
that.
failing
He's going with
miserably.
what he knows, which is fair at this point of the year. You just got to get somebody back there.
I'm gonna say, if you can give me some snaps, and I mean, if you can throw a pick 6 in there like you did in that Super Bowl, that'd be awesome.
It would.
He's here to help. That's what he's here to do.
Get some snaps.
Got to have another body out there. All right, let's move on to retweet, like, or block. Here's the first one I'm throwing at you guys. Will Jason Witten become Dallas's all-time touchdown leader on Sunday?
Not on Sunday, but I am going to like this. I think that he gets this year. I just don't think it's Sunday. I mean, he has 2 touchdowns left, and you're looking at how it took him to get 3 in 15 weeks. I think you're going to have a couple more games.
I think I don't know if he's going to do it. I mean, like, I'm not blocking it because I don't want it to happen, but yeah, 15 games to get to this point. So he's going to tie it or maybe even break it in 2, maybe 3 games. I don't think I buy it. I'm blocked.
I think I'm going to retweet this. I'm going to retweet. He's going to make it happen. The Eagles can't cover anybody. They can't stop a nosebleed. I mean, I think he's going to get it.
He's
3
like
touchdowns.
Zach Ertz.
Yes,
I'm the real tight end of the NFC East.
Gold jacket wit. He'll get it.
If he needed 15 games to get to this point, and then all of a sudden is just getting touchdowns after touchdowns in the last 2 games and breaks it, then I'm like, then it was part of the game plan. They're like, well, come on, let's
Oh,
get rid of
you
this.
know they
Let's
are.
sold the total.
Yeah.
Is that his bold prediction of the week right there?
I take
Could
it.
be a little hint early. How about this one? The success of this Cowboys defense hinges on the guys up front, Robert Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence. You guys agree with that?
If it doesn't hinge on them, then it hinges on somebody else stepping up for them. Obviously, DeMarcus has been a double team target all year. Robert Quinn, as his sack total has gone up, has gotten more attention. Malik Collins has been fine. They blitz, I guess. I think they're 5th worst in the league at blitzing. Those guys need to step up. If they're going to get all the attention, Malik Collins.
Yeah.
Linebackers, Jordan Lewis, if you want to throw in some more sacks out of the slot, that would be great. But if it's not on them, then it's on everybody else rising to meet that attention that they're getting.
Barry, you played for Marinelli. What's his famous saying that he always says? The star of the defense is the defense. He's not. If you asked him this, he would block it all day. He'd say that they have the rotation they do, the way that they are. Nobody is one critical piece to that defensive line. He wants everybody to step up. Now that's coach speak. Here I see it is that you have to have these guys play in a big way. Robert Quinn is your leader in sacks. He has to be developing throughout this playoff run.
Yeah, that's a retweet. That's
retweet?
Yeah, I'm gonna like it.
What about this one? Star Wars is the greatest movie franchise. I'm gonna immediately block.
Not block. I mean, not even a question.
Why is this even on the rundown?
Because it comes out on Friday, and it's like, it is the great. What's wrong with y'all?
Are you serious, Dave?
What's your answer?
Franchise?
Serious?
Greatest ever?
What's your answer? What is your answer?
I mean, you got Marvel out there. You got
Harry
Men in
Potter,
Black.
that they
Harry
created?
Potter.
Men in Black. Harry Potter.
world?
The Harry Potter movies are terrible. The
I'm
books
outta
are
here.
better.
I'm out of here. All right, I'll give you that. The books are
100%
better. I'll give you that.
Star
I'll give you
Wars.
that. I'll give you that.
Going Lord of the Rings, the books
Okay,
are also better.
can we just move
From
on, Lindsay?
1977 until
Can you save us?
You're gonna
2019.
get so many hate tweets.
There's like 10 of these
save us?
movies. They're all good. I watched The Last Jedi yesterday. It was awesome. The Force Awakens, and then all the old ones. Empire's the best, obviously.
Dave,
They all
this
suck.
is where it's
no
getting
way.
worse for you right
I'm
now.
done with y'all.
Yeah.
Nerds. Yeah, y'all are the nerds.
Ow.
Star Wars is cool now.
Struck
it's
a
2019.
nerve.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's
All right.
talk about the last bit of this decade. You say
about
it's 2019.
The Last Jedi?
We're almost into 2020. So we're going to talk a little bit, Dave.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little bit
Sorry.
about what memories that you have when you think of the Cowboys in this last decade, and I'll let you start.
I mean, do you really want to talk about this right now? You know what the answer is. If you think about the Cowboys going back a decade over the span of Jason Garrett's tenure, yeah, you see what's on the screen. It's the Dez Bryant play, is it not? Dez caught it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, he did.
Sam Shields, I'm sorry, you made a great play. Dez made a better play.
He mossed him.
He was stolen from him by Gene Steratore.
Reached for the goal line.
Cowboys, which
Tattooed on them.
Aaron Rodgers would have had 4 minutes. Barry, no offense, he might have taken him down the field and scored, but at least give him a chance.
Well, what were you?
Would have put him at the goal line.
Well, I was sitting on the sidelines, lips chapped. I mean, it was cold as heck. And I'm thinking, touchdown, yeah, let's get ready, D up. And then it just happened. No catch. I mean, Dez's reaction was just like, what are you? That's the whole reaction from everybody. Everybody was like, touchdown, it's good. We're all good.
Like speechless. Derek Dooley had no words.
It was terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
All of the things that happened to the Cowboys over the last decade, that is like an iconic NFL moment. Like, we'll be talking about that at the next 100-year anniversary.
I agree.
All right, I'm next. I think about the Steelers game in 2016. That, to me, was the signature statement win. Cowboys on the road. They take down Big Ben. They're 5-0 away at this point. You had an Ezekiel Elliott 83-yard score, a Dez 50-yard score, and then with 9 seconds left, Zeke to take it away with a 32-yard touchdown. That, to me, was like, okay, this is it. This signifies the new era. They're winning on the road against really good teams, and they were fearless doing it. That just, to me, that was the changeover. Barry, you're like, that's like your home.
It brings back memories, man. I'm gonna shed a tear over here, man. It was just,
Dave, do you remember in the press box of the Heinz Field, they had the Spanish radio right next to us, and they are going off. They're like,
that a lot, but yeah.
I can't even do it. But like, Zeke! It was amazing.
9 seconds to go. That was like peak, the whole transition of it all.
Well, I'm gonna take it back just a little bit before Lindsay's and go back to the 2016 draft, which was probably the most defining moment for this franchise if you're looking at the future. You're looking at Ezekiel Elliott being on this team for years and years to come. He just signed his second contract. But to go with him with the 4th overall pick, that was surprising to most. And this pick was actually in favor of Tony Romo to give him a running back. Crazy to think of that. You see Jalen Smith get picked in the second. Everyone was surprised. They didn't think he was going to ever play football again. And then the one to top it all off was, of course, Dak Prescott, 135. Now, if people can remember correctly, they almost traded up to get back into the first round to pick Paxton Lynch. Then, in the 4th round, they almost got Connor Cook. He went to the Raiders instead. He's no longer playing football. So you got Dak Prescott instead. This was the moment of all moments. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, Tay, that might be the answer. Like, I feel guilty about the Dez thing now. Still,
This is what you remember.
Yes,
There's
and
no
this
wrong
is what
answer.
I remember was, and many people I remember sitting there in the locker room, no one was talking to Dak Prescott.
True.
They thought he was a 4th-round guy,
Big truth.
3rd-string quarterback, and here we are.
Here we are. That's
Go
true.
back and watch my first interview with Dak. You see Dave in between us, just leaned up against the wall by the water fountain, like, who's this guy? He doesn't deserve respect.
Yeah.
Barry, take me back to your
All right,
memory.
for my memory, I mean, it was great. I mean, the 2016 season as a whole, the Dez catch, I mean, there's a lot of great moments in this decade, but the greatest by far. I don't understand how this isn't even on there, but your boy scooping and scoring, opening night, 2013. Look at the speed. I threw the ball in the fence. It cost me $5,000, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Everybody else was loafing out there. Nobody even knew the ball was on the ground, but your boy, I listen to Marinelli.
Let's
It's
go.
2013.
The season opener, right?
Yes, indeed. Look at
Let's
the
go.
NBC. I mean, look, I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
Taylor's
man.
got the draft that built the current team.
Yes.
I'm talking about like the game that ended Romo's
Yes.
last chance at a championship,
Yep.
and Barry's like, yeah, I scored that one.
Yep, I scored. I scored.
that
The
one.
Y'all didn't
greatest
see my
moment in
scoop and
history.
score?
The greatest
Ow.
moment in history.
Needed all 36 of those points to win that game, by the
Turnovers,
way.
6 turnovers, 36 points. Great
Let's
game.
go to 2-minute drill. And Taylor brings up the draft, makes me think of just how Dak Prescott's always being compared to Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. Well, the question this week, who's under more pressure for this game? Is it Carson Wentz, who's been getting a lot of heat this year, or is it Dak Prescott?
For me, I got to go with Dak Prescott on this one. I mean, for Wentz, he's already got the built-in excuses. Oh, my team was injury-riddled. My defense can't stop anybody. With Dak, I mean, he got a full set of cards here. He's going against a defense that's pretty terrible. Wentz already got the contract. I feel like there's a little bit more pressure on Dak in this situation.
Sold
Honestly,
me.
and you did sell me, but I'm going to go with Carson Wentz here. And for the simple fact of literally who has the most pressure on him in this game, he's been sacked 35 times this season already. And he's looking at a defense that just clicked together on Sunday. He's also playing in Philadelphia. If he loses this game, I do not want to be him living in Philadelphia. He also has Nick Foles constantly looking over his shoulder. He might not be in Jacksonville next year. And then the fact of the matter is that he's never even won a playoff game. It's all Nick Foles. Carson Wentz has to do this to prove that he's worth the money he got.
Let's be very clear. Whoever loses this game is going to have a miserable offseason.
This is true.
There's pressure on both of them. I came into this prepared to say Carson Wentz because he hasn't had the postseason success. It's all been Nick Foles. He already got the contract. He's supposed to be the guy that can lift his team. But Barry, you make a really good point that
Sold me.
Dak Prescott has a full deck here. Like he's not dealing with as many injuries. He's got talent around him. He's got an all-pro running back. His receivers aren't hurt. Carson Wentz doesn't even know the guys he's throwing a football to.
Here's the beauty of Dak Prescott, though. If he loses this game, likely fans will blame this on Jason Garrett and not Dak Prescott.
That is a really
That's
good
my
point. Damn,
point.
y'all are just throwing haymakers at me.
For
Right?
Dak Prescott,
I
because
like
of the
it.
fact that it's not going to be on Coach Peterson. He's won a Super Bowl. He's free in this game.
True.
It's going to be on Carson Wentz that he's not the quarterback they thought he was.
I think I'm not making this up. I think
That's
y'all
a good point.
swung me
That's a good
one way or
point.
the other and back.
All in the
All in the span of 2
2-minute
minutes.
drill.
But
Swing.
whoever loses, they're just going to be
Miserable off
dogged
Hide
on
yourself.
for months.
Long off season.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Are we all picking a Cowboys win this week?
I am.
I am.
comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
Why not?
I can see the practice report here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
All right, guys. See you tomorrow, Thursday. Another Cover 4.
Mickey Stern,
Mickey Spagnola.
Taylor Spagnola.